Hey y'all, it's Crystal. Thanks for coming by today. Finally going to be getting around to doing the GarbAugust Truth or Dare tag. Woo! So this, of course, was created by Ollie over at Criminale, the mastermind behind GarbAugust. And as a gagger or a GarbAugust Alliance group co-host of GarbAugust, I am, of course, required to do this tag. So let's dig into these questions and also a few dares. Okay, all right. Alrighty, so number one, how would you describe trashy books? For me, I think of trashy books as just something that's fun. It's just pure fun, entertainment, and very enjoyable for the most time. Most of the time. It's just a fun time. I don't know. I'm not looking, when I go into what I think will be a trashy book, I'm not necessarily looking to have, deep conversations or, a lot of, maybe we'll say literary merit to them. I'm just looking for a good time. And that's usually what I get. So that's trashy to me. All right. Okay, number two, what is the trashiest book that you own? And this one immediately came to mind. Michelle Remembers by Michelle Smith and Lawrence Pazder, MD. This is a supposed true story of Michelle Smith and her time as a 5-year-old and her mother basically being involved in a cult of devil worshippers, and then sort of offering up Michelle as a way to sort of raise Satan, So I read this last GarbAugust. Is that last? Yeah. And it's terrible. I don't believe, of course, a word of it, because I don't think any of this is true. Obviously, it was sold to us as a true story. It's obviously not. It is full trash, and it's terrible trash, actually. But I can't seem to give it away, get rid of this book, because it does have an amazing step back cover, and I found this copy for 50 cents, and this thing normally goes for like buku money on eBay, so I just keep a hold of it. but it's bad. It's really bad. Ugh. Okay, number 3, what's the trashiest situation you have been in? Well, I have actually, dumpster dived. Like going through trash looking for things that I could use myself. When you're a college kid, sometimes you have to do that. But I was an art major, so we would some friends that I would kind of go through like the big dumpsters and look for like interesting things that we could use for our artwork, because of course we were poor college kids and didn't you gotta use what you get. So having like actually dug through trash, that's a pretty trashy situation, I would say. That's what you're gonna get anyway. I've been drunk and thrown up at the bar. We're just gonna go through dumpster diving, okay? Okay, number 4, have you read a book so spicy you cease to be the master of your domain? Why do you think I read those books? Or which books has the best smut scene you've ever read? Okay, one thing that came to mind, I've not read like a ton of erotica, but I've read my fair share, right? Okay, I do like a good smutty scene. The one thing that came to mind, and I forgot to write the book down, I'll put the picture here, is this thruple series of like cyborgs. It's a science fiction story. It's a science fiction series. It's actually really good. The first couple that I've read, I need to get back in that series. But this is book 2 of the series, and there's a scene of this woman and these 2 guys. They're like floating because they're in space and there's no gravity, and like sex in like no gravity. It was very interesting. It was very interesting. Okay, number 5, have you ever given or received a trashy book as a gift? And if so, what was their reaction? I've never given someone a trashy gift that like wouldn't appreciate a trashy gift or a trashy book. I'll say that. I've passed along trashy books to some of my bookish friends here, and they appreciate it because they appreciate it, right? And same, I've had some trashy books passed to me, and I always love getting books. I don't care if they're trash or not. So of course, I'm always very appreciative. And usually when I pass a trashy book along to a fellow, bookish person, I think they're pretty appreciative of it. So yeah. All right, number 6. Did you ever read trashy books from your parents' shelves as a kid? And I say no. My mom, my stepdad growing up definitely wasn't much of a reader. Well, my mom, she had a few books, but she's really not, a big reader herself. She kind of went through phases with reading, but she wasn't, she didn't have like old Harlequins on her shelf or anything like that. So, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have anything salacious to read at too young of an age off of my parents' shelves. Yeah. Okay, here are the dares. Let's see what I feel like doing at it. Okay, show your favorite book with a spicy cover. Now, I have a lot of like older type romance books, and a lot of these are just really fun. Let's see, this one is from, well, this is a 90s book, but it's just a lot of fun because we've got this really fun, lady and man here, but then there's like this kid down here with like a gun. I think it's a gun, or is it a fishing pole? No, it's a little gun. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it's kind of trashy. Whenever you got a little kid with a gun on the trashy, and then like framed in front of this like love-making scene between this man and woman, yeah, it's pretty trashy. All right, but it's probably a hell of a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Okay. Alrighty, read aloud a trashy, spicy paragraph. I'm not gonna do all that, y'all. This stuff is for my eyes only, okay? Okay, show a book you own but wouldn't read in public. I mean, I do get a little weirded out if I were to read like this kind of romance, something like this, in public. I don't know. It's just, I think just because there's this like stigma that comes with these old romances when you see this kind of scene on the front that, and I think this is why GarbAugust is so fun, because you could have challenge of why should I be embarrassed to read this, it's because these kinds of books are deemed trashy and kind of throwaway, but I should feel comfortable reading this because I'm sure this book is amazing. So any kind of these like romancy, like lusting scenes on the front, I would be a little embarrassed to read in public. All right, and then show a clip or a link to your first BookTube video. I'll put it below. I've only started a couple years ago. I think my very first video was kind of talking about some of my favorite books so far that year, because I didn't start making videos until April of that year. So I kind of talked about books I'd read and some favorites up to then. So I'm sure it's a little awkward, but I think a lot of my videos are awkward. Anyway. Anywhoozle, let's tag a few folks. I think a lot of people have probably been tagged in this. So if you've been tagged already, then, of course, or if you don't want to do it, of course, that's fine too. But I'm going to tag Mindy over at Mindy's Book Journey. I'm going to tag Jason over at Jason's Weird Reads if you would like to. You don't do a lot of tags, but maybe you'd like to do this trashy tag. Michael Romeo Talks Books. Have you been tagged yet? If not, you are tagged now. And of course, tag you are it if you would like to do this tag. Absolutely, I would love to hear your answers because it's a fun one. So, all right, that's it. Short and sweet one. Thanks for spending some time with me today and getting a little saucy. Yeah, hope you're doing well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.